February 24th, 1978. Five young men set out on a road trip, eager to cheer on their favorite basketball team. They never made it home. Months later, their bodies were found, scattered across the rugged wilderness of Northern California, frozen, starved, and surrounded by questions that to this day remain unanswered. Who were they running from? What were they so afraid of? And why didn't they use their resources that could have saved their lives? This is the Conspiracy Outpost, where the truth is stranger than fiction. I am your host, Casey.
I'm Mike.
I'm Joe.
Dude, all I envisioned when you're like surrounded by questions is like, did the fucking Riddler attack them? Fuck. Also, honestly, in the forest, I would assume they'd be surrounded by sticks.
Yeah, you would think, but you know, crazy times.
God. Oh man.
So Joseph is actually our Northern California expert on the topic.
Why do you fucking always put me as an expert?
Because I don't take notes. I just read, look up, listen, but I don't take notes.
No, so I didn't take notes for this.
And you guys had 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
It's longer than that.
I listened to a little documentary thing on it. I know a little bit.
So this case involves five men who were all had varying degrees of intellectual disabilities. They were often referred to as the boys, and
They were referred to as the boys.
yes,
Like the popular TV show.
That was their squad's group's name, I guess. I was like, oh, there go the boys again.
Damn.
They kind of with a southern accent, even though it was in Northern California. Oh, there go them boys again. Shit. So the five guys, we got Jack Madruga. He was 30. He was the leader of the group, and he was a military vet. Gary Mathias. He was also a military vet, and
Dude, why
he's the
does
one
Mathias look like Ed Kemper?
He's the one
Have you
that
ever seen a
had
picture of
schizophrenia.
Is he?
Yeah,
He looks like fucking Ed Kemper.
I was just looking at him this morning. One of them, to me, looks like fucking Adam Scott, that actor.
Look. Yeah, this is Mathias. Here.
a little bit.
Oh, none of these
no.
pictures. One of the things I was watching this morning showed different pictures, and one of them from the side looked like that actor. Oh, there it is. The guy in the sepia picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of looks like Adam Scott.
A little bit.
He should play him.
We got Bill Sterling. He's 29. He was known being the religious one in the group.
Oh, cool. They all have a type?
Yeah.
We got the religious, like a boy band. We got the bad boy. We got the religious one.
We got Ted Wheeler, I think is how you say his name, 32. He was described as a gentle giant, had some mental disabilities, but was functional in day-to-day life.
Oh,
and then the last feller we have is Jack Hewitt. He was 24. He was described as having a mild intellectual disabilities.
Okay, so you weren't kidding. They all were like...
yeah, no, they all
intelligent.
Yeah, they all...
Yeah, well, all of them besides Gary Mathias. He's the only one who just had schizophrenia.
So that motherfucker was just out there with like 4 Lennies and no rabbits.
Oh, man.
See, I'm a scholar.
From what I heard, he was kind of like the only one that like was really like a decision maker too. Like the schizophrenic guy was like the leader.
See, now I gotta call into question whether he just shot them all in the back of the head. I've seen this play out.
I've seen this play out in book form and movie.
Yeah.
Actually, and a nice little nod to it in The Walking Dead. They kind of did the same thing.
Look at the flowers.
Yeah.
Honestly, that they should have just kept Carl's storyline.
Yeah, they should have kept the Carl one. That's the best one, honestly.
Yeah.
I love that scene because they're all deciding what to do, and Carl creeps into his fucking what was it, in the back of a truck?
They locked him in like the back of a van after he killed his brother.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Are you afraid of me too?" And Carl was just like, "Nope." And then just gunshots. It was like, I think it was just gunshots after, wasn't it?
Yeah. Was it gunshots or did he stab him? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. I just remember it's like no, and then the next day everybody's trying to figure out who did it. And it was Carl. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
None of them wanted to kill a kid, but the kid killed the kid. So they had to kill the kid. So this kid killed the other kid.
So, and that's how you solve that problem. You got to have one designated kid that kills other kids in a zombie apocalypse. Because that way your moral compass is fine. It's like, everybody's...
the one dad that always kills every kid zombie.
Yeah, they do that with Rick in the show. He's like, I'll take care of this one.
Dude, because I read it, I was super surprised with they fucking killed Sophia. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's insane. Because Sophia, she makes it all the way to the end of the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her and Carl get married in the comic at the very end. But wait, did you finish them?
I did.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, they were together at the end. Because he was dating the other girl, and then at the very end, it's him and Sophia that are married, and then he's still friends with the girl that he was dating before they time skip. Yeah. I was trying to remember exactly how it played out.
The comics were so much better.
Yeah, it was. And Jesus lived all the way to the end, so they killed him in the show.
Jesus also fucking actually did kung fu.
Yeah, and he died for our sins. But
I like how they killed Lori off in the comics better too.
Shotgun to the back, and the baby. They got rid of both of them in one fell swoop. That governor,
that was fucked.
The governor is crazy in both iterations of the shit, but in the comic, he's way more fucking brutal. I mean, when he first meets Rick, he fucking slams him down and cuts his hand off.
For no reason.
Yeah, for no reason. I mean, he's
I want you to know that I'm serious. It's like...
Well, things. He was definitely serious after Michonne nailed his dick to a board.
Yeah.
Not
to mention, nailed dick to the board and fucking scooped his eye out with a fucking spoon.
Yeah, and then shoves the spoon up his ass. Yeah, afterwards. Okay. It's like add insult to injury. He fucking spoon fucked him after pulling his eye out. In her defense, he was brutally raping her for what seemed like days. Like he had her fucking tied up, standing up, and it was just beating, torturing and raping her. So when she finally got free, well, she did what any insane person after that happened to him would do.
I mean, the governor's the first big bad that you encounter in the show.
And
they couldn't go full bore with him. Not that early on.
Yeah.
But
arguably one of the just straight craziest characters in that. Because he seemed insane for no fucking reason half the time.
Kirkman didn't like how he wrote him. That's why he released more books where he humanized him a bit.
Yeah, because it made more sense. Because it's this guy can't just be fucking all the way. All of his other villains are still kind of human in ways, and then this one just seemed full on monster. He just. Yeah. I like how they do a nod because later they bring in that other girl. It's some people call me the governor, and then Rick's yeah, we don't have a very good experience with people that called themselves that, so forgive me if I don't, my friend here spoon raped him. You want to get spoon raped? No, that sounds terrible. Yeah, well, then knock it off. Let me see if it's now.
Then knock it off.
After that happened to the governor, he goes to talk with this girl, and she's like, "Oh, I just want a spoon." He's like, "I don't like spooning."
I was forked with a spoon. I don't.
God damn.
And he's like, and the worst part, that was my favorite spoon to eat cereal with.
That was the first sterling silver spoon we found out there.
Dude, everybody has a favorite utensil. Or a favorite, like... If you have two different types of, like, the spoons in there, you know which one you like more.
Yeah, I always use the kids' spoons, honestly. I like they're smaller, and it makes me feel like I'm eating more than I am.
I hate small spoons. See, I always go for a big spoon.
I won't. I only use the small ones for cereal for some reason.
I use small ones for like yogurt and ice cream.
Yeah, see, yogurt.
But like soups and cereal, anything that drips, big spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see him when he was eating my dick.
Well, that and you're always secretly hoping somebody's gonna get you with that big spoon, Michonne style. God damn it! Yeah, you know what he's probably thinking when she took that fucking spoon to his ass. The first thing he thought of after it dug out his eye, and then right when it was like getting ready to go into his ass, he's like, "Should have gave her one of the smaller spoons." Gave her one of the wooden ones we whittled by hand like an idiot. Ass splitter.
God damn. Motherfucker.
Myself. Oh, fuck, dude.
But anyway, back to our guys.
Yes.
I just want to say, didn't she cut his leg off too or something? Or his hand? I thought she cut off one of his body parts too. Maybe not.
Well, I don't remember. I haven't read it in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. Alright, we can continue, sorry.
So this all went down February 24th, 1978. The boys were going to attend a college basketball game at Chico State. We all know where that's at, don't we?
I
What's
do.
that?
That was the governor. He was missing an arm, but I don't know if that was from the show. And I can't remember.
I have played multiple shows at and around Chico State, and I've recorded there.
We've gone on their grounds a couple times. Got kicked off at night. I forget.
Say
what
we. I haven't.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was me, Matthew, and Nate. Nate from the podcast. And yeah, the big Nate. It might have been Tang.
Dungeon Daddy.
The Dungeon Daddy.
So,
but I don't know why we were like 18 or 19 years old, I think, when we did that. We were just wandering around the campus, like late. Yeah, I think it was one of the times we used to just go to Chico, the last bus, and just stay there. I think we did it twice. Like we used to do it all the time. But we'd go like Barnes and Noble.
I do that, but I have like a place to stay. So
yeah, we didn't at the time. We didn't know anybody that lived there. We just wanted to go somewhere. I can't remember. And we just like got a bunch of stuff and we just hung out. I don't know. It was fun.
That's easy to do. Like if you're like over 21, you go hang out at the bars until fucking 2:00 in the morning. And then you only got a couple hours to waste before the sun comes up. You get on the fucking bus at 5.
Yeah.
I've taken the bus home at 5 a lot. You know.
And Mike's an alcoholic.
Yeah, dude, always is fucking like drinking early and shit.
Dude, when I went and got my charger, I was thinking about stopping and getting a 40 at 10:00 in the morning.
I thought I pregame Matthew's event.
I was thinking that too, and I was like, if I drink right now, I'll probably get tired.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen to me.
Take a nap on the ride down.
Yeah, we have to leave early anyways because I think Anna has to get stuff in Chico before we head to Orville because that's at 4.
Of course.
Yeah, it's at 4.
Yeah, you would stop in Chico.
We fucking love Chico, the same Chico that these boys went to. The boys went to.
Tried to go to.
No, they did go to the game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did they actually make it? I'd see that was the part I wasn't clear about. Did they make it? Or it was after
so before they left to the game, their parents didn't want them to go because the following day that they had their own Special Olympics basketball tournament, and so they went to Chico State, and then they watched their game, and then from the game was when they after the game is when they went missing.
What was their
where did they live in Yuba County?
Where they live in Yuba County?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wasn't their basketball team called the something Gators? Or was that the team they watched?
In the Olivehurst area.
Okay, what the fuck? Why the fuck did they go up into the mountains?
Well, that's what everyone's confused because it was 70 miles away from their original destination.
Yeah,
so
dude, I don't know when the highway system was developed, but Old 99 ran down to fucking Yuba City. I know that. Old 99's been here a while.
Yeah, they definitely weren't going in the right direction.
Yeah, dude, that's a fucking from Chico. It's a 45-minute, probably hour drive at that time down to Olivehurst.
Yeah,
these people
what
live
the fuck?
with their parents. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Olivehurst. Okay, so you know where Marysville is. So the other side, when you go over the bridge that goes over the river, the other side of that bridge is Olivehurst.
I wasn't really sure. I didn't remember where it was.
So, when you go down to Sacramento from where we're at, when you go over the bridge in Marysville, as soon as you get on the other side of that bridge, that's Olivehurst.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so what the fuck? They went up into the fucking Plumas? Did they fucking accidentally go up 70 or something? That's dumb.
Well, they were from around there, so they knew the area.
It's a straight shot down.
What did they?
The guy who was driving, he drove all the time. He was very particular about his car. He took really good care of it. His parents said that when his friends would come over, if it was raining outside, he wouldn't drive his car in the rain, and he would make his friend walk home because he didn't want to get his car dirty or ruined or anything. He was just very particular about it. So it doesn't make sense that he would drive up into an area where it's snowing currently,
Yeah.
To go drive 70 miles through a mountainous it wasn't even a regular road. They were driving on a Forest Service road,
Yeah.
So
makes me think that someone fucking took him up there.
Yeah, they took the car off road, which would be, if you had to, you have to, but it's 70 miles out of the way that they're originally going. So, I gotta cough real quick.
Yeah, that's as someone who's driven Chico and Olivehurst, played shows both places. Yeah, that's a straight fucking shot. The fact that they went up into Plumas, that's a pretty big fucking detour.
Yeah, there was so when they went up there, there's a guy, I didn't write down any of this information because I was just listening to it from another podcast. But there was a guy who was up there. He was in a Volkswagen Bug, and he said that he talked to the police because they were trying to find these missing kids. Well, not kids, I guess they were adults, but these missing guys. And so this guy, he comes to the police, says that he saw them the night that they went missing because he was in his Bug and he was having a heart attack. And he tried to get their attention. And he said that the guy who was having the heart attack said that he heard people talking, so he honked the horn, tried to get their attention, rolled down the window, and then he said they turned off the lights, and he said he could hear a baby crying, and then that was it. And then he didn't hear from him again.
That's
so
weird.
That's when you're oh, someone might have took him or something, Obviously, it was just the 5 of them, but now we have people saying that there was a baby sound.
5 men and a baby?
Possibly.
That's why I was watching a video where it said some guy was having a heart attack and he was yelling help and seeing people on foot there, a lady and a baby.
Yeah.
I bet now the guy's saying, because they said they didn't have a woman or baby with them, the guy's saying he might have just hallucinated it because he was having a heart attack and they could have just not been there at all. But
yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, yes, I don't know. I don't know how likely hallucinations are when having a heart attack. I haven't had my first one yet. Oh man.
There was also a so the vehicle was found on an abandoned mountain road with no signs of them near the vehicle. It appeared that the car had got stuck in some snow, but it was like it wasn't that stuck because it only took 2 people to push it out when they found the vehicle. So they said that with the 5 of them, they could have easily pushed this vehicle out. But they couldn't. So they found the vehicle. It was easily to push out. The battery wasn't dead. It started right up when they like hotwired the car, jumped it, not jumped it, but they hotwired the car and it started right up. They found the window to be partially cracked, which would be weird because the guy was particular about his car, so why would he leave his window open if it was snowing out? So that's how they found the vehicle on the side of the road.
Their car was found on Oro Quincy Road. I live on Oro Quincy. Yeah, I live on Oro Quincy.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, Oro Quincy goes up for a long fucking time, but it's highly likely that they could have drove up through Orville on my road going up.
Probably like, where the hell are we? I'm wondering why they didn't have a fucking chaperone.
Because some of them just had minor disabilities. They were self-sufficient for the most part, I'd say. And then the one didn't have any disabilities because he was a schizophrenic. I mean, he had a mental disability, but I mean, like, kind of.
He was the bad boy ringleader. God damn, dude, I need to go back to sleep. Oh, man.
So they couldn't find these guys. Nobody knew where they were. Nobody had heard from them. Their parents went in, filed a missing persons report right away because they said they were supposed to be back, weren't back, and that some of them they kept a very tight schedules. They like to do their routines, and they weren't home. Nobody heard from them, so we'll skip forward a few months later. In June of 1978, 4 of the 5 men's remains were discovered. They were found in and around a remote Forest Service trailer 20 miles from where their car was abandoned, and the circumstances of their discovery were bizarre. Ted Wheeler, his body was found inside the trailer. He had died of exposure and starvation despite ample food and heating resources being available. His feet were severely frostbitten, and he lost a significant amount of weight. So let me tell you about this. These heat resources that they had. So when the police found their body,
sorry, I just think it was funny. That's fucked up.
Well, they found there was wood, obviously, so they could have burned wood. When they broke into this place, they broke a window to gain access, but they never decided to cover up the window. They just left it wide open. They had a fireplace that was hooked up to propane that had a full thing of propane, never tried to turn it on or anything. So they had all these heating elements, but never tried to heat themselves.
And there was also food there. Apparently.
Yeah, and there was, they had a bunch of MREs, which are military rations, so
all you need is water. There's snow outside.
The amount of food, I think they said that they had enough food for all 5 men to survive for like 2 years. Something like that.
Oh my god. Yeah, and it said, from what I've seen, it said they didn't touch any of, like, they touched like some stuff, but they didn't touch any of that whole fucking food supply of things. Like, they didn't even delve into it.
Yeah, they got into some of the canned goods and some of the MREs and stuff, but they didn't decide to eat what they could have used to survive.
Yeah, like they were like malnourished and everything else, but there was plenty of food there to eat. That's insane.
I don't care. if that food belongs to someone else, if I'm fucking dying, I'm eating their food.
Yeah, I just don't think the video I watched. I was watching this video earlier, and it was saying one of the parents said that their kid didn't have the instincts to do stuff like that. So I was like, well, that makes sense. But then why would you let the kid be on their own? And they're saying like the military person, if they were there, they would have known that or whatever. But again, I thought they were kicked out of the military, weren't they? Or no? Are they?
I think one of. I think only one. I think the guy with the schizophrenia, he was kicked out after he was diagnosed, or
he was the one they couldn't find, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he wasn't.
Makes
there
me think that he just drove him up there, fucking, and left. Like left his car, just fucking left. It was like, good luck, you guys.
You guys suck. Well, do we know if they won their basketball game prior? Because maybe he was like, I need a whole new team.
I'm not sure.
You guys fucking suck. Fucking bogs.
So then we got Jack Hewitt, Bill Sterling, and Drake Madruga. These three were found in various stages of decomp, some distance from the trailers, suggesting that they tried to walk back to town or trying to find help. Gary Mathias, his body was never found, only his shoes were discovered inside the trailer. So, I mean, yeah, they had ample amount of resources.
Of course it was. But, yeah, that's wild. Keep going. This is like...
So all these guys missing under mysterious circumstances. They're 70 miles away from their original destination. Nobody knows why. Everybody can only speculate at this point. Why were these boys up there? Joseph, do you have any thoughts as to why these boys were up there? Of course you don't, you piece of shit.
I think they got fucking...
They never tried to, like, see who the trailer belonged to, if the land belonged to anyone.
I don't know, man. I think because they were slow, they got lost, and I don't know, because they've never been that far out, and they didn't have anybody with them to... that's weird, because if that was my, like, 24-year-old kid or 32-year-old kid, whatever the fuck those age ranges, I would have fucking went with them if they were going that far out of town.
The one dude, Matthias, the one that was never found, he was in the military. Yes, he was schizophrenic, so he could have been having a fucking moment, you know?
But they said that he's been well medicated and he hasn't had any issues in over 2 years.
They brought up the fact that he had these like run-ins with the law, but then when they were talking about it, like he was put in the brig in the military, and I guess he punched one of the officers or whatever in the face, and they asked why he did it, and he said they tried to make it seem like it was some crazy thing. It was like, I heard they kick you out if you punch an officer or something, and it's like that doesn't make him crazy. He was trying to find a way out of the military. It's the other shit that he was saying, like, because he was supposedly told somebody he had a dream about making him and a group of people disappearing or something. It's something about satanic stuff. So then they start putting them on the medicine. So it's like,
wow.
I could be mixing up two different things with that, but yeah, he was talking about like satanic stuff or something, and they put him on medicine. But the whole officer thing in the military, it's like he was trying to find a way out. That doesn't make you insane. People have shot themselves in the foot and shit trying to get out, like
yeah,
or to get out of active duty. I didn't know the details of where he was at. I mean, he was doing, like, he had erratic behavior and everything, so I mean, he got in trouble a lot. But yeah, I don't understand why you wouldn't have backtracked, because if something happened to your vehicle or something, or you were lost, why would you keep going forward and not? I don't know.
Why would you walk into the woods?
Yeah. And I heard the car was perfectly fine. So
stuck in the snow, cold.
So you just walk into the woods?
Yeah. Why not? Find shelter.
You have shelter. The car is there.
Yeah, they walked. I think it was, what I say, 20 miles from the car. So, and they were walking. If their car was stuck in snow, they were walking in some
Walking
snow
through
then.
snow.
And then
Yeah.
walking 20 miles in snow is it's like twice as long.
They didn't seem like they were mentally capable men, because it seemed like only two people. I don't know if that's a fucked up way to say that, but I mean, I don't know. They should have been fucking chaperoned. Like, I know the one guy, they didn't.
Joseph, here, I'll let
that
you.
Probably took 4 to 5 hours of walking, dude.
That's fucking crazy. My lazy ass wouldn't have left the car.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of
Be like, okay, it's gonna get cold, but we'll be able to see in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Honestly, it's not going to get that cold with 5 people in a small car. They probably had
people in that plane survived. They all fucking what that plane. Where was that fucking at? Was that in Russia? What was that? That plane that crashed and all those people were up there. I mean, they would all huddle up inside the fucking They would all get under the blanket.
Well, dude, like when I was on tour, it's fucking 5 guys in a fucking car. And it's like fucking 10 degrees outside. It was honestly too fucking hot in the car.
Yeah, see, that's
in more than one way. No.
So here are some theories to help you guys think about what happened to these young lads. One of the most popular theories is that the group of boys encountered a dangerous individual or group in the remote wilderness, leading to their deaths. Some believe that they were abducted or forced off course by someone who intended to do them harm. And then a little sub thing, since the location where he was, a local rumor suggests that a violent recluse lived in the mountains where the men disappeared. And they might have stumbled upon him, who then pursued and terrorized them.
The weird thing, sure. But the weird thing is, why did they go so out of the way? Like, they even stopped at a store up there. Apparently someone made a phone call.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
In Brownsville. Yeah.
So the guy who stopped at the store, his parents said that he wouldn't, like, he was known to not use the phone because he didn't know how to use it or anything. But they said that he's the one who made the call.
These guys weren't fucking. They didn't have anybody with them supervising, and one of them didn't know how to use a phone. I wouldn't have let.
No, it's not that he didn't know how to use the phone. Being on the phone made him uncomfortable, from what it said.
Oh, okay.
To where, like, if someone would call him, he'd have someone else answer it for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He knew how to use the phone. It made him uncomfortable.
That's a weird thing.
Well, probably on the spectrum of some kind,
Yeah.
There's also another mountain-related.
That's true. That's a lot of noise directly into your
That's
ear.
the weird thing to me, is that in Brownsville, why the fuck did they drive up to Brownsville? Makes me think that the schizophrenic person was, like, not right at the time. Drove up there for something. I don't fucking know. Because that is way out of the way.
Yeah, they were completely off course.
I don't know. And it's like, it's not at the time like when, you can fucking meet someone online and meet them up somewhere. No, it's like they would have to have had met someone who told them to meet them up there, and they like followed them or said that they were going to meet them up there at some point. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they just drove out of the way for no reason, it seems like.
Hey, there's a party up in Brownsville.
Well, that's what everyone's confused about. Nobody knows why exactly they went up there.
Well, they stopped in Brownsville. The car was found 30 miles past Brownsville. Which is like, hold on, let me get a fucking map out. We found on Aurora Quincy, 30 miles past Brownsville.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. There's like a Reddit post. I don't know. The same video was talking about that there was a Reddit post where somebody was like explaining stuff, but at the very end of it, they said that they found those bodies kind of near where the Ketty cabin murders happen. I don't know if that's true or not, because I forget where that was exactly at. I know it's around our general area. Not yours, Casey, because you left California like a coward.
Left that shithole where it belonged, in the toilet.
Dude, I kept telling people Andy Samberg married to Gavin Newsom's daughter, and it's not his daughter. It's his fucking... Their second cousin's twice removed or something like that. I was like, where did I get daughter from? You know when you like get a fact wrong, and then you're like, damn, dude, that was like a list of people I gotta go correct that from. And then they won't even know. It's like, hey, you remember I told you that Andy, whatever? It's like, what? It's like, yeah, well, I was wrong. It's like, dude, I wasn't even listening to you.
There's another theory that suggests that they came across, some drug activity in the forest, a marijuana farm, drug drop, and they were silenced. But like the one where it says they might have stumbled upon somebody, so like let's go further into that. The guy who had schizophrenic, he had himself a little rap sheet, and he had some drug connections, so some people suggest that maybe he owed some people some money and they followed these guys, made him drive up that mountain and took care of him with that. And then that's why the guy who sat in the bug, who said that he heard a woman and a baby crying, might have been, a girlfriend or the person who was getting her money back from or killing these guys due to the guy and his drug connections. Oh, Gary Mathias.
I don't know. It's weird. There was no foul play that they seen with this, right? Like, I mean, on the bodies.
Not that I know of.
Yeah. It honestly just feels like they got... I don't know what drove them up there, but... Or made them want to get up there. Go there. Wherever the fuck. Up there, down there.
There's another theory that suggests that Gary Mathias was the key suspect in this whole case. Since his body was never found, people point to that he might have played a key role in what happened to the others. But
that's what I think.
Yeah, and this theory heavily relies on his history of schizophrenia, but by all accounts, his condition was well controlled by the medication that he was taking at the time. But that's not to say that he was having a
he could have stopped taking the medication, and they didn't know.
He just like weirdly made them march, and they're like, "We're hungry." It's like, I don't care, keep going. Don't eat that. All right, I'll be back. You wrap yourself in this blanket, and I'll come back later for you.
They also say, since Mathias was a military vet, that the area where the group went missing was near military land, and some suggest that the men actually stumbled into a secret military experiment or training exercise, and the government covered it up, explaining that the reason why they went missing is because of the odd behavior and decisions of the men.
Yeah, but wouldn't they try to cover up their tracks a little more? Like, maybe get rid of all the stuff that showed that they had a way to wait out? Like, wait out the storm or whatever the fuck. I don't know if it's just storm, that's just how it was all the time. Wouldn't they have gotten rid of all the shit to make a fire and food and all that stuff? So it didn't look like fucking you could have just fucking been there for 2 years?
Yeah.
They fine? I don't know. I feel like they would cover their tracks a little more, but then again, I'm giving them too much credit.
Another theory, the men possibly experienced a psychological break or mass hysteria, leading them to abandon their car and take shelter in the mountains. Some believe that something happening during the trip, one or more of the men to have a delusional episode which spread to the others. This could explain why they didn't make rational decisions like using the food in the trailer or trying to escape the area more effectively. They also might have been convinced that they were being followed or pursued by someone or something, leading them to flee into the wilderness and ultimately die from exposure.
dude was off his medication. He was convinced all of them were running from demons. And they believed him. They just like followed him. It's on us! Go, go, go!
Or it's because they encountered the mighty Bigfoot while stranded in the wilderness. Striking fear from this massive unknown creature drove them to flee their vehicles, seek shelter in the mountains. This would explain their erratic decisions, and their untimely demise.
Or they just Bigfoot was playing the most dangerous game with them. Like,
dude, this is just fucking wild.
Letting them down. Didn't they have a Bigfoot on their team? You said one of them was a gentle giant, right?
Yeah, he was a heavier set guy.
They're all like egging him on. He's trying to fight Bigfoot off. All of them cheering, using that sound on your soundboard, Casey.
What'd you say?
I said the bigger one's fighting Bigfoot off, and all of them are cheering using that soundboard clip you have.
Some conspiracies revolve around the idea that something entirely unrelated, such as an accident or a misunderstanding, caused them to end up stranded. They think because they were mentally challenged that they simply made a series of unfortunate decisions after they got lost or took a wrong turn. The lack of logic behind their choices, not using food or heat in the trailer, for instance, might have explained the combination of fear and lack of survival knowledge or cognitive impairments.
See, that's the one I buy the most. I keep like seeing things. It's like there's all this mystery around it. It's like also, it doesn't seem that fucking mysterious to me, honestly. It would if we were, dealing with people that didn't have like a disability. But one of those videos I was watching, they said that their kid didn't have like survival skills like that. They wouldn't have known what to do with things.
But we had two guys that were in the military though, so they would have had that survival training.
Yeah, that's true too, but
one theory suggests that they might have picked up a hitchhiker after the game who led them to the mountains and then left them stranded, and which would explain their influenced actions to go the wrong direction.
That's something that I believe.
That could have happened.
One of the looking at like things. I forgot the guy's name. It's either it's the guy who was found in the trailer.
That he was wrapped in a blanket all the way around, right? Yeah,
wrapped in blankets and stuff. But the person who found him was his dad, and when he found him, like picked up his jacket and just his spine fell out of the jacket.
Yeah, dude. So Brownsville's not that far away from Forbestown. Like, dude, I go camping up here.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's also a theory that the men were victim of an alien abduction. This theory suggested that the aliens took the men above their spacecraft or somehow interfered with their behavior, explaining strange choices they made. Supporters of this theory point to the fact that Gary Mathias's body was never found, possible evidence of an alien abduction. The remote, desolate wilderness, the strange lights or UFO sightings are not uncommon in this area. And it's also noted too, like if they were abducted by aliens, not saying that they were, but that would explain why their vehicle wouldn't start, because there's always electrical issues whenever, you hear a UFO story.
You think aliens
But why'd they go up there though?
Oh, I don't know.
They picked up a hitchhiker who was actually secretly an alien, and they had their ship in that area. And then they beamed him up, and they're like, wow, they're not as evolved as we thought they were. And then they put him back down. And
these next few theories I got are just wild ones, but it's something that I came across patrolling the old web. So one of them...
really thought you were going to say petroleum. I didn't know we were going to have a fucking Diddy freak off, but whatever.
Oh my god.
No, but this theory suggests that the men were somehow part of a CIA or military mind control experiment. Due to the location's proximity to the military facilities, the idea here is that the group was either unwittingly or deliberately subjected to mind-altering techniques or chemicals, which resulted in their bizarre behavior and deaths. The theory goes further by suggesting that Gary Mathias, the man whose body was never found, could have either been a victim or even a test subject of MK Ultra, like an MK Ultra style program that was eventually covered up.
I think what happened was Matthias stopped taking his medication, was in a manic state, fucking went out, parked the car on the side of the road, and then started walking in the woods. And they're like, what the fuck? He has the keys. And they start following him until they fucking, for 20 miles until they find a place to fucking rest. And then he fucking leaves after they pass out. And then he walks further and further in by himself because he's manic. That's my thought. That's what I think happened.
Well, this what this group of people think happened. Fucking dick. No, I'm just kidding. No, so this one, Mike. This one's another wacko one. Some people suggest that the men may have been.
I wish it'd be a whack off one. We don't get a lot of those conspiracies. It's unfortunate.
If it was a whack off one, you'd just be hearing this.
You're gonna get us in trouble.
No, okay, so
oh fuck.
Back to it. Some people suggest that the men may have been involved in a time travel or dimensional shift incident. Proponents of this theory claim that the group accidentally crossed into an alternate reality or different timeline, causing them to act erratically and make inexplicable decisions, such as not using food and supplies in the trailer. And Gary Mathias' body was never found because he was transported into a different dimension and or timeline.
But just his shoes were left. Because shoes can't time travel.
They don't travel. Shoes cannot travel through multiversal portals.
It's okay. Often the simplest solution is the best. I just think that crazy motherfucker stopped taking his pills.
Okay, well, before you decide, Mike, we still have a couple more to get through.
Okay,
we actually have a guest star from.
I'm just kind of fucking flabbergasted at like that last one because it's like, huh. You crazy motherfuckers can't believe that someone's crazy. You'll believe that time travel happened instead.
Yeah, or the fact that for mentally
challenged.
Mentally challenged people and their one crazy friend. It's weird that they didn't come straight home. Like, I don't know, that's weird. Did this happen in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know, maybe they thought something different back then. I thought back then they gave their people less credit than they do now. But, whatever.
Oh, it's fucking wild.
That's insane to me, because if I had if my child was like that, even as an adult, and everybody's calling them the boys, like, it seems like they're even kind of like, they refer to them like they're children. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't have let my kid go out of town for a basketball game without somebody supervising them. I know they had their schizophrenic, like, friend with them, but it's like, I'd be a lot more comfortable if one of the other parents of these other people were there. I don't know if they all live with their parents or not, but
I think most of them did.
Yeah, so it's
weird not
all these parents decided that, alone they're weeks, the Simpsons thing. When we're alone, we're a weak stick, but together we form a mighty faggot. Or does he just say fag? Bundle sticks. The fucking... You guys seen that scene from The Simpsons?
I have.
Yeah,
it's
I can't remember.
The nerdy guy, who apparently is an undercover thing. I don't know if you've seen that. he's actually an adult pretending to be a kid. He's got like a family and everything. It's like an undercover
Oh,
cop.
yeah.
It's so funny. He goes straight to the fridge and cracks open a beer. And he's got like a wife and kids and everything. Yeah, I don't know. It's just insane to me that they were left.
Another theory is that the men encountered a cult or had been victims of a satanic ritual. This idea claims that they were abducted and lured by a secretive group that operated in remote forests of Northern California. They suggest the group was killed as part of a ritual or sacrifice to dark forces. While there is no evidence to support this, the eerie and isolated location of their deaths lends itself to this type of speculation.
Yeah, but there's no sign of foul play. They died of exposure.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. All the things of being let out there, unless they just like kind of forced them to just wander and not eat all the stuff they could. It's like, yeah, I'll touch this stuff. Sit in this room. I don't know. It seems a little fucking crazy.
Well, they were found at different times. It makes me think that the guy that was found in the camper was the only one in the camper. Oh, there might have been two. Because two were found,
which means that because then neither of the military people were in the camper, right? So
the
one that was in there.
Two of them were found June 5th, one was found June 4th, and one was found June 7th. If they were all in the camper, they would have all been found the same day.
Yeah, and I thought that video I was watching, they were saying something about the one military, it was never found, right? And then I think they said the other one didn't, they found him before the camper. Yeah, so if that guy did die...
On June 4th, Montego was found in the camper.
He's not the one with the military background, right?
No.
Yeah. So...
No, the one... No, Madruga was the military background one, yeah.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, but no, Montego was in the trailer. Hold on.
And
Madruga's body had been partially consumed by scavenging animals. Only bones remained of Sterling scattered over a small area. Autopsy showed that they both died of hypothermia. And those two... Searchers returned to Plumas following the road between the trailer and the site of Montego. The next day, they found remains that later identified those of Madruga and Sterling on opposite sides of the road from where the car had been. 11 miles from where the car had been, so they tried to walk back from the trailer, or they never made it to the trailer.
I'm guessing they didn't make it to the trailer. I'm thinking they just kept fucking trekking.
Yeah, so on June 4th, with most higher elevation snow melted, a group of motorcyclists went to a trailer maintained by the United States Forest Service at a campsite off the road about 19.4 miles from where Montego had been found. Front window of the trailer had been broken. When they opened the door, they were overcome by the odor of that turned out to be decaying body inside. It was later identified as Weyer's. Okay, so Weyer was in there.
I was going to say autopsy showed one of those guys went out the Gray style, or whatever that movie is, where Liam Neeson fought off the wolves. Wolf.
I know what you're talking about, where he puts the liquor bottles on his fist at the end.
Yeah.
I forgot what that was called.
I think it was called the Gray. Maybe not.
Maybe.
Huh. So it's thought that one of the others was with Weyer in the cabin, either Matthias or Madruga, because they did get into the rations. Either Matthias or Madruga, but it looks like what happened was they left the guy there in the cabin and went out. One of them. So they had opened the rations and then left, but they left that guy in there.
And dude didn't know how to.
Not to mention, when they found the body, he had been covered up by a blanket.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what they said. They couldn't tell if he did it himself or if somebody else did.
Yeah.
He was
in there it says it was thought that he wouldn't be able to pull the blankets up the way he did because of his feet, how fucked up they were. I don't know, but that if you're cold, you can get past your feet hurting, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it would have been so much pain due to the frostbite.
Yeah, and it was gangrene apparently.
Yeah, so he would have been in excruciating pain. Probably.
There's 2 people found on the road, and then I didn't say where they found the other dude, but for at least where I was reading, it didn't say where they found the other dude.
I know that from what I've seen, it said, yeah, like you were saying with the
say where they
scavenger taking one.
But also, it's like they found everyone except for the one in the cabin. They found nothing but bone. So it's like they might have been strangled to death. I don't know if that shows up on bones, but I don't know. It seems like, especially the ones who just were found on either side of the road, they probably just got fucking tired and passed out because of the cold.
Exhaustion, exposure.
Yeah.
Well, there's also a theory, Mike, Mr. Know-It-All.
I'm just
that the group was affected by a psychic phenomenon, or possibly even a mass possession by malevolent forces. Now, some believe that this unseen force influenced the men's mind, leading them to act in the ways that seemed irrational. Something paranormal or supernatural was guiding their actions, causing them to flee the safety of their car and perish in the harsh wilderness.
It said one of them was found by Marion Lake.
So what do you think about that theory, Mike?
I don't believe
miles
it.
Okay, if that wasn't good enough for you, how about this? Some propose that the existence of a hidden underground military base in the Plumas National Forest area. According to this theory, the men might have stumbled or been lured to the secret facility where they were either detained or subjected to secretive government experiments. Their deaths in this case were either a cover-up by the government agents or a result of the experiments gone wrong. This theory also ties the idea that Gary Mathias was involved with the military or knew more than the others, explaining why his body was never found.
I don't know about that.
But I don't know. It just doesn't make sense as to if they were to go that 70 miles out of their way, it would have been because of a reason, because somebody who they trusted told them to go this way. And the only person that makes sense was Gary Mathias, because he's the only one who's not found.
He was also the one driving.
Yeah, so I don't. If I had to guess, it would have been Mathias who did it.
Casey, did you see those mafia connections?
No.
Some theories link the disappearances to organized crime, speculating that the men may have gotten involved in drug trafficking or gambling and were taken out by the mob.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
Well, that's the weird thing is the coroner's reports, to say that it was exposure that killed them, not foul play.
Yeah, but if say you're some mobsters and you just take some guys who all have ranging disabilities into the cold winter mountains and just throw them out there and just place their car there ever so slightly, to make it look like you got stuck. And then these guys are running around the forest in the dark, probably don't have any lights or anything, and freaking out, and then they all just end up dying. It's an easy way to get rid of them, and it's an easy cover story because it's like, these
why did the mafia
mentally handicapped guys just decided to go into the forest for no reason, and then they perished due to their intellect. But I don't know why the mob would target them. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
if it was the mob, they would have been fucking shot and buried out there.
But I'm just saying, it would be a good hit cover story,
Yeah.
But it's like, why would the mob fucking choose people that potentially have the loosest lips? Like, they would be telling everybody. This one's funny. It reminds me of like an old fucking, maybe early 2000s, like a comedy movie. Some people believe that the men were searching for a hidden treasure or cache in the woods and fell victim to a trap or ambush set by someone protecting the treasure. What the fuck?
It was Jack Sparrow.
You remember this as a day you almost got Jack Sparrow.
No, I
they were following a fucking treasure map.
Oh no!
The basketball game was just a.
To me, it's the simplest solution is often the right one, or the simplest reason, which is manic.
They ran into a meth head in the forest. They got him.
When the fuck do you see meth heads in the goddamn forest? No.
That's true. They like.
When don't you?
A lot of them like to stay in the city limits.
They're like raccoons.
It's. Oh no! There's. The one driving is crazy. I could, and people say, "Oh, he took his medication, did all this," but motherfucker, you making sure he takes his medication every day? He just went out of town, may not have taken his medication.
Yeah, just slip. I mean, I could totally see him freaking out, scaring everybody else, and then telling them, we gotta go, something's following us, something's like whatever, and then them getting all scared. And he's like, no, just a little farther, just a little farther. I don't know, we've almost outrun him.
Yeah. Or if he's like having a manic episode, thinks that he needs to go somewhere, just all of a sudden gets out of the car and starts walking. Motherfucker has the keys. What are you going to do? You're going to go grab that bitch so you're not stuck on the side of the road. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that, yes, these guys were going to be competing in the Special Olympics the next day, but I don't think that they were, couldn't do anything for themselves. The one guy in the cabin, maybe. But the thing, these rations that they had, you need a can opener to open them. A certain kind of can.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they got into them though, so they're obviously using
but it was
something
thought that either Matthias or Madruga did it because Matthias had been taught how to open them.
But there wasn't just the canned rations. There was regular MREs too, just like the ones that you just add water to. And it heats up and it makes
I don't know if those were a thing at that time. These were sea rations, from what I read.
I'm pretty sure, because they said there was a whole pallet of them in the back shed that they never tried to get into.
Yeah, sea rations.
I don't know, maybe I was wrong.
They have these, it's like a pin, you put it into a loop and then you twist it around and it opens the can. So it's like, that's the kind of can opener that you need, but if you don't have that pin to twist it, you can't open with a can opener. But, again, the guy that was left in the cabin might not have known how to do that. And even the guy's parents said that he didn't have the capabilities to. But the other ones did, and it had shown evidence that some had been opened.
He could have been dead before the other ones left. Like, they could have just wrapped his body up out of respect and then left. Or he was
that could have been another. That could have been another thing. Is he could have refused to eat.
So the sea rations. Yeah, you're right. But it said,
he only ate snack food.
It said a locker in the same shed held an even greater assortment of dehydrated food, enough to keep all men fed for a year, had been necessary if opened.
Yeah, see, that's a. Yeah, he could have. I don't know.
So. The guy that got left in the cabin had severe frostbite on his feet. My thought is they stopped there, they opened some stuff, they ate, and then the next day, when it was light out, most likely, they all went out trying to find help for this guy, and then they didn't come back.
Yeah, and he stayed wrapped up and died.
Either that or someone was taking care of him. One of the guys was taking care of him in the cabin, and he just died, and that's why he was wrapped so tightly and the way he was.
They could have left and
yeah, that's what I was saying. He could have been dead when they wrapped him up. Like out of respect.
He could have froze to death while they were gone looking for help, and Matthias came back or something like that, covered him up.
Yeah,
and then bounced up.
Yeah, but I think Matthias is probably the culprit of the whole situation, though.
Oh, I think it's probably his fault. I don't know if it was malicious, but it's probably his fault they were out there.
Yeah, I don't know if he killed him, but he probably got paranoid and freaked everyone out. And
well, they're gonna find.
That's to say, but that's okay. Let's just say it's. I would blame Gary if he was having an episode. Now, if he wasn't having an episode and there was some other reason why he went out there, it'd be kind of fucked up just to put all blame on him.
Yeah.
It is kind of fucked up. Apparently, there was multiple newspaper like things that started demonizing him and stuff in the newspapers because they started bringing up his I don't know all the fucking shit. One of them was a whole bunch in the opposite.
You would demonize him at least a little bit because he was supposed to be the adult in the situation, you know.
And
it was his car. He drove out there.
Sacramento Bee. So that was
yeah. Well, this is right around us.
Yeah, this is
fucking. Yeah. It takes me like 30, 45 minutes to drive over to Brownsville.
Yeah, that's what I thought was great because when someone said on Reddit that their bodies were kind of found near the Ketty cabin murders, which I don't know if that's true or not, but the person's video I was watching who said showed the Reddit fucking view thing. I was like, I wonder if that's true. The Ketty cabin murders happened pretty fucking close to us too. We should cover that one also, because that one's insane too.
That'd be
I don't know if you guys.
I never heard of it, so I'll check it out.
It happened in Butte. It happened in wait, is that Butte City? Oh wait, Butte. Fuck. I don't know, but it's fucking close because they found one of the bodies in the Feather River, I think. Or something crazy.
If it's in Butte City, dude, that's not near fucking Brownsville. That's like hour.
Yeah, see, that's what I was like. I don't think, or maybe
that's like driving to Sac.
Yeah, so maybe it's not fucking
like it's near.
That's right.
Sure,
but I'm not sure if that's what it. Wherever they were at, you could walk. The kids would walk to Quincy. It was that close to the.
Hold on.
To the town Quincy.
Then that's
so I don't know.
That's probably not.
Yeah, it might not be. I might be thinking of something else. I don't know. It's been a while since but it's. I don't know, dude. I don't retain information as good. It was in the. There was these fucking there's these cabins. All right, this lady and her kids were fucking murdered in them, and fucking. Tied up and everything else, but nobody heard any of it. And it's like you could hear everything.
It was by Quincy?
I believe it was.
Joe, you're getting staticky.
Yeah, Plumas County, not Butte City.
Yeah, Plumas County is like that entire like forest area. Like north of
I don't know why I said that.
Or not north of, but like fucking east of where I live.
So it was a quadruple murder. Only one. So the 14-year-old girl, like she stayed the night at the next door neighbor's place. Nobody could hear anything, but like the way
I've heard
it made
about
it
this.
seem. Yeah, everybody you can hear almost everything, but nobody heard anything from this place. And the lady died. The fucking her kid, two of her. Okay, her son died and his friend. Or no, wait, maybe it's just... I don't remember. There was two kids that didn't die that were in the cabin, I believe.
Yeah.
That didn't get
I've heard
killed.
about that. It's thought to be like the brother possibly did it or something like that.
Yeah, and it was crazy, and they couldn't find one of the kids, and I'm pretty sure they said they found her in the Feather River or something, but maybe not. I can't remember the fucking thing. But because they found bones, they found the same surgical tape around and everything else because these people use surgical tape and all this crap. Some people believed it was the dad, but it was fucked up. Yeah, because the little girl, she went back home in the morning and just seeing everybody's bodies, it's just like blood and everything, and it was fucking insane. But nobody knew like anything. It's still like a mystery.
That would be an interesting one to cover.
Yeah, and that's still right here in our general area still.
Yeah.
I mean, not as close as Chico, because these
Put
guys
on the list for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that murders called?
That's what I was going to. The Ketty murders?
K-E-T-T-Y?
K-E-D-D-D-I-E. I listened to a podcast about it a while ago, but I listened to so many fucking... And if I listen to something once, it doesn't retain. Especially,
so it's in Ketty, California. Ketty is the name of the place where it happened. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't know why I kept saying Butte City. Where the fuck is Butte City? Oh, you said where Butte City is.
Butte City is, like, if you go down...
I think I thought that because it says it occurred in...
It is in Plumas County.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Maybe that's.
Yeah.
So Ketty.
The population 67.
Oh, Ketty's
Maybe
like a ways away. Ketty's like pretty far from me.
Oh, is it? So
yeah, it is up. It is up by Quincy. It's between Quincy and Greenville, but it's kind of by Lake Almanor.
okay, I thought it was closer than what it was.
It's like if you head up 70, like up until like 70 ends, pretty much. It is still in the Plumas National Forest, but yeah. Like it's like half. It's almost halfway between like Chico and Susanville.
Okay. Oh, and that's why. Okay, so the body of Tina Sharp, which was the other daughter, they couldn't find because, yeah, one of them they took one of the kids with them. They found her in Butte County, about 100 miles from Ketty. Is they saying where they found her?
Do you guys have anything
Yeah,
else on Yuba County 5? Because I had to go pick up my daughter.
Oh no.
No, not really. I think I've said what I think happened.
Alrighty then. Well, I'm gonna end it right here then.
Cool beans.